Hello everyone, Galidorn back again, playing Raid Shadow Legends. Progressing through the Ankora fusion. If we look at the schedule, it is February 15th, so smack dab right in the middle of the fusion. Dungeon Divers Event 2 just concluded some hours ago. I will show you how I ended off on that one. Artifact enhancement has been going on. Also, I'll be showing you my work towards getting the fragments in that event. The Hero's Path just started, or I should say the Lover's Path. And that is in conjunction with the Dragon Tournament, which also just started. So the Hero's Path, as we all know, is champ training in Dungeon Divers, so that's going to dovetail in with the Dragon Tournament and the Ice Golem Tournament. Champion Chase will start tomorrow. Another classic arena takedown, no problem. And then finishing off with the Artifact Enhancement event. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what transpired at the end of the Dungeon Divers event for me. So as you can see here, I attained the 5 fragments. I got to the 3,700 points that I needed and decided to stop right there. I was tempted to try and maybe push on to get the Prism Crystals. However, this event had cost me a lot in terms of multi-battles and energy refills, and with the Hero's Path starting up and the Dragon Tournament starting up, it just did not make sense to try and push on and get those Prism Crystals, because if you look at it, that it will only give me 25, which is not even a full summon. So I attained those 5 fragments, and that's where I stand right now at 55. I've gotten everything that I needed so far in this fusion, outside, of course, the placements in the tournaments, which I had already discounted. So now I'm going to show you where I stand in the Artifact Enhancement event. So currently I stand at 4,074 points with a day and a half left to go. And as you can see, I am well on my way to getting the points needed for these 5 fragments. I haven't taken it yet because I'm going to use it in conjunction at reset with the quest for Artifact Enhancement. Because I have over a day left, I might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone and finish off the event with doing one of the daily quests. As always, it's the philosophy of the channel to try and do things simultaneously to maximize use of resources. So for the ongoing Artifact Enhancement, I decided to focus on Ayala Life Raid, because I knew from looking at her kit that I wanted to put her into protection gear. So I had a lot of good protection gear to level up to see what I wanted to give her. I decided that speed was going to be the main thing that I was looking for, and I wanted to deck her out in all protection gear, so a full 6-piece set of protection gear. And I was going to focus on speed and also some accuracy. Those were going to be my 2 main stats, mainly because of that all-team block debuffs. So I wanted her putting up that as often as possible, and I wanted them to be protected to avoid stripping in case I use her in the arena. Also, if I'm going to use her in Sand Devil, I want her to be landing that sleep, so accuracy was an important consideration for me. So as you can see here, I have a lot of good protection gear, 6-star, it's not leveled up. And I went through looking for speed as my primary attribute, and then accuracy. So obviously speed roots. So what I was going to do here is basically I'm just going to go through, level some things up, see what they played out with in terms of the stats that they were giving me. And of course, silver was no object because at this point I had close to 75 million silver. So I was looking through all my pieces, seeing which pieces had speed on them, and also if they had accuracy. And just leveling up most things to 16 to see what they would all develop into before placing anything on her. So having put in a lot of artifact enhancement work on Ayala, this is where she sits right now. As you can see, I have not yet equipped her with a helmet and a shield. And the reason why I'm doing that is, of course, I'm waiting for the artifact enhancement daily to finish off my work on her while achieving the daily quest. The reason I'm doing this is that I want to level this shield up to level 16. As you can see, this shield is already leveled up to 16, the legendary, and I've got 17 speed. But I also got 17 speed on this shield, And I'm thinking that if I roll a 16 and this comes out as accuracy, I'm going to put this shield on. And I still have a choice of helmets. I'm going to level this one up to 16 and see if I get speed. And if I get speed on this one, I think I'll be putting this one on. However, if I don't roll speed on this one, it's definitely going to be this legendary shield with the triple roll into accuracy. So once the reset happens, she'll be decked out. And by doing that, that'll also bring me up and finish me off in the event to get those fragments. Also, I'm going to push on. I'm going to since I have quite a bit of silver, and I have the ability to make lots more. I am going to push on, and I am going to get the final 2 resources from this event, the shard and the epic skill tome. And I'll still have more than enough silver to go into the final artifact enhancement, so I'm not worried about that at all. Okay, so on to the Lover's Path. All right, so we see here, this is the main objective. It is the 3,000 heart coins you need to get these 5 fragments. Calculate out, going straight down this line, so I'm not even, thinking about anywhere else to go until I get these. It's going to be 11,000 points. As you can see, I'm about halfway already after doing a bunch of champ training. This is actually going to be heavily involved with the champ training as opposed to getting artifacts and accessories, because most of this has already come through my tavern work as opposed to running dragon. Since, as you can see here, I've done what I said I was going to do in my last video and use my large amount of void brews to level up the void champions that I got in my last shard pulling. So Angar was now leveled up to 50. Genbo was leveled up to 40, as well as Ayala and Skimfos. And then I also took Azure. So I just sank all the brews into those 5 champions, which gave me a lot of points. And now I'm in the process of ranking up my lower level chickens.
I'll give her a good home. And I did.
With the brew technique. I've actually run into a little bit of a clog here with my level 30s. I had built up a lot of level 30s, and as you can see, I've actually kind of run out on my level 30 chickens. So whatever bit of campaign running I'm doing, it's going to be trying to get some more 2 stars up to 3 stars. Because as you can see, I have a lot of chickens ready to go from level 30. However, that's not going to be that much of an issue, because I do have an enormous amount of level 40 chickens ready to go up into 5-star. And I have a lot of 4 stars ready to do the brew technique, as we can see here. So through doing my 40s to 5 stars and then ranking up champions such as Angar and Rathalos, those will be my 2 main ones that go to 5-star, I will have more than enough to get the 5 fragments in the Hero's Path. And then once I attain those fragments, as you can see, I'm past now well beyond halfway, just at the start. Then I'll start to look outwards and figure out what I want to get out of this Hero's Path. Now, I can tell you, I don't think I'll be able to get the 5-star Ankora. I will not be able to accumulate that amount of points. I don't foresee it anyway, so I'm not really planning on it. My Rhodos is already at 3-star, so I don't need these. I don't have a CP. I don't have a Cupidus. I do have a Venus. I don't use her all that much, but it would be nice to pick up the 2-star Awakening on her. So that might be a consideration. Again, I'm always interested in coins. Primal Shard, not so much. We got an epic book. I might see if I can push on for the legendary book, or even this soulstone here. But like I said, the first priority is 11,000 points straight down the middle to get those 5 fragments and have the fusion basically done. Now, in terms of the Dragon Tournament, I actually kind of screwed up here, and I ran a bunch of multi-battles before the tournament actually began. So I squandered a lot of points. I don't think it's going to hurt me. I think I will be able to go and get these 2,250 points that's needed for the fragments. However, it might cost me a bit more time since, like I said, I burned multi-battles. It wasn't energy that I was more concerned with. It was the multi-battles that I used. So that was a little mistake I made. I jumped the gun, and I started doing it for the Heroes Path, because the Heroes Path actually started a bit before the Dragon Tournament. And I got a little too excited to get onto the Heroes Path, and I should have waited a bit for the start of the Dragon Tournament. So I think I burned about 10 multi-battles and a bunch of energy, and did not get any points in the Dragon Tournament for it. But there's almost 3 days left.
3 days!
I'm at 700 points now, so this will be easily attained. And I did my testing to run through. I ran some battles at stage 7 in hard. So basically my dragon team is the same as in normal and hard. Poison Exploder, based around Zavia. Poison's coming from Bad L, from Zavia, and from Mithrala. With Arbiter and Syl there to keep them healed, keep them alive. Of course, with Bad L and Mithrala, you don't need much help on that aspect either. But in case something does happen, it's always nice to have 2 backup revivers. So as you can see there, I do have Zavia, as I mentioned before, in Relentless gear, and she procced that like 4 times just then. So as you can see there, I got 69 hero coins and 38 points.
69, dudes!
Now we're going to move on to stage 20, which is the one I usually farm for tournaments and events. And in my test running up to this point, I have determined that it is better for me, as always, to do stage 20. But before every event, before every tournament, I do some test runs to see average out and compare it to the amount of energy and time. So which one is more beneficial, which one is more efficient in terms of what I'm getting. And it usually always comes out to stage 20.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
So stage 20 on normal is what I'm going to be doing. As per usual, with all the tournaments and events that I do. So as you can see there, it took me about half the time. On Super Raids, it was 32 energy, Vice 40 energy. And I pretty much got the same result. I got 36 points and 64 hero coins. So for the amount of time and energy I'm spending, again, it is stage 20. Because that run I showed you on stage 7 in hard was actually a bit better return than I was getting. It seemed I was getting a lot of blues and a lot of 5-star blues in my running. So yeah, if I'm going to get 5-star blues, I want to do it in half the time, and I want to do it for much less energy.
No fucking shit.
Okay guys, so that's my midpoint through the fusion. This has been actually fairly easy so far, but of course that's because I've been hoarding all my resources, planning up for a fusion basically since the end of the Christmas events, since I got Tormund.
Well, I'm like a rug on Valium.
So if I hadn't been, hoarding up my gems and my silver and my chickens and my shards, this would have been quite difficult. Just take a look at my shards here. Even after my void pulls the other day, I still have 27 voids. I've been quite successful in clan boss lately of getting sacred shards.
We have been charged by God with a sacred quest.
So I've built up 17 sacred shards. I've got 140 ancient shards. So the upcoming champion chase is not going to be a problem. So that's why it's been an easy one for me. Ankora will be coming my way at the end of this, no doubt. But it is because I stayed away from a lot of the activities, a lot of the events that Raid was throwing at me for the last couple of months. And as casual free-to-play, I mean, that's what you have to do. You have to decide, pick your battles, decide what you want to do, decide when is good for you to participate in the activities, what's going to give you the most benefit, and realize that you're not going to be able to do everything. And that's just the nature of this game.
Hey, don't worry about it. You're all right.
So you have to put FOMO straight out of your head. And you have to pick the most opportune times to strike with your resources. So I hope that's giving you a little bit more insight on the sort of long-term free-to-play casual philosophy of how to enjoy the game of Raid. I don't want to say succeed because, people have different ideas what success in a game is. But that's where I stand as of right now. So I hope your fusion is going well if you've chosen to go for this. I hope everything else is going okay in your life. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.